tried my best and my worst, learned my lessons. No matter how hard my life would treat me, I'd always get right back up, never worry. 'Cause I got a million reasons to keep holding on. Yeah, I got all that it takes to win and overcome. What I got is just a feeling, but it's oh so strong. It goes on and on, on and on. There's something going on inside of me. I feel it growing stronger every beat. I never just believe in what I see, 'cause I can feel the energy, energy. 'Cause I can feel the energy, energy. I've met my demons one too many times. They taught me lows are what makes you feel so high. No matter how far my mind would wander, I'd always dare it to go even farther. 'Cause I got a million reasons to keep holding on. Yeah, I got all that it takes to win and overcome. What I got is just a feeling, but it's oh so strong. It goes on and on, on and on. There's something going on inside of me. I feel it growing stronger every beat. I never just believe in what I see, 'cause I can feel the energy, energy, the energy. I can feel it, I can feel it. 'Cause I can feel the energy, energy. Oh, I can feel it, yeah. Oh, I believe it, yeah. There's something going on inside of me. I feel it growing stronger every beat. I never just believe in what I see, 'cause I can feel the energy, energy. I can feel it, I feel it. Oh, 'cause I can feel the energy, energy.
I know it's a little bit too much for sure. So cold, but we're always coming back for more. Egos in this wicked game, it's all for sure. Oh, I've got you. If we figured out what it's all about, takes a second and then we're back it again. Coaster ride for the triggered minds, but I don't ever want us to stop it. Go ahead, tell them it's my fault for all I care. Just wanna stay close, don't say that. Ain't gonna leave yet. I don't wanna sabotage. You're a million. Explode every time you go and slam the door. Adore how we always end up on the floor. We know how to push the buttons to the core. I've got you. If we figured out what it's all about, takes a second and then we're back it again. Coaster ride for the triggered minds, but I don't ever want us to stop it. Go ahead, tell them it's my fault for all I care. Just wanna stay close, don't say that. Ain't gonna leave yet.
Type in energetic good morning. All right, Meenal is here. Kiran, Sangeeta, love that. Fantastic. Suresh is here. Srijana, Archana, Vijay, Shakti, Bhuvendra, Shekhar, Shiva. Fantastic. Vishwanath, good morning. Manav, Kiran, Dr. Pawan, Revati, Ash Prashant. Fantastic. So, if you join in a few minutes early, you can enjoy some powerful music, some energetic music early in the morning. And I hope you are ready to get started. All right. Today we'll dive into. Yeah. Okay, you want the name of the song? Name of the song is Feel the Energy. Feel the Energy. Yes, the last one. I've been playing for the last 10, 12 minutes. All right. Okay, so we're going to get started right now with something that is even more powerful than we did yesterday. So yesterday we did the swish pattern. It's also called the whoosh technique. Yes. And today we're going to dive into another permanent behavior modification tool. What do I mean by permanent behavior modification tool? It's, a deep break in your, internal circuits, in your neurological circuits. It's a deep break and then a rebuilding of a new circuit. Yes. And deepening of that new circuit. Yes. So it's based on the principle of neuroplasticity, where it is proven that your neurons can be changed, reshaped, and realigned. All right. So yes, although they're posting the group score in this Zoom chat, I want you to post in the main WhatsApp group, the Inner Circle WhatsApp group. All right, it's 6:32 and we are ready to get started. You have to post your group scores by 6:35. That's the last moment you have to post it by. After that, your group score will be considered as 0. Yes, we need a certain level of discipline. We need to hold ourselves to a certain standard if we want to perform high quality consecrated action in our lives. Okay. So I have a couple of questions before we start. Can everybody first of all see my screen and see and hear me clearly? Yes, type yes in the chat. Is the audio and the screen share clear to everyone? Yes, and you're ready to get started. Yes, 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 yes. Beautiful. Love that. Yes, I want you to, join in with a lot of focus. There is not much to write today. All right. It's more of a visualization that we will do. I'll guide you through that process. But before that, you must understand what this is all about, what NAC is, what the Dickens process is. All right. Now, a couple of questions about yesterday. How many of you experienced your mind reminding you not to indulge in your bad habit after you did the day one, after you did the swish pattern? Have anybody experienced that yesterday already? Yes, you are getting the pattern break when you're about to procrastinate. Yes, Bhuvendra says I did. Type I did in the chat. Kiran says I did. Raja, yes. S. Prashant, fantastic. So many people. Mahesh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Srinivasa, fantastic. Yes, Prasad, HP New. I don't know who HP New is. Ram Nivas Prasad, S. Prasad, fantastic. You can change your name in Zoom, guys. Somebody's name is iPad. Somebody's name is HP something. You can just go and change your name. So I know who I'm talking to. Yes, Abhijit said, I did not have the urge to eat biscuits. Yes, Raja said it helped me a lot. Fantastic. I did. Yes, Panu says somewhat I did. Yes, so you have to do it for 3 days, which means you have to do it today 15 times and tomorrow 15 times as well. For anybody who did not get that reminder, or it was not as powerful, yes, you have to do it again. Aniruddha says, no, it's my first class. Aniruddha, please watch yesterday's recording also today itself. Okay. Those who have not done it, you have to check yesterday's recording and watch it. And in case you want to reinforce it, yes, just practice it 15 times again. Fantastic. Yes, very powerful exercise. So many of you have already started to feel the difference. Today, we are, Shashank says, I couldn't follow, but yes, if you couldn't follow, then obviously you won't get the reminder. I want you to watch it again. Just follow these steps. Yes, maybe write it down. It will become more clear for you. All right. Now, today we're going to do another permanent behavior modification tool. Now, today what you're going to do is going to reinforce your behavior change. For yesterday, I said you can only pick one habit or one change at a time. Today, we can pick two. We can pick multiple. But this is more of a traditional approach, which has been streamlined using NLP. Yes, some of you may be aware of this. I'll tell you some stories of how it has been used for thousands of years. But Today we're going to do neuro-associative conditioning. Yes, NAC. Now, we are ready to get started with this. I hope everybody who wanted to join in is here. It is past 6:35 a.m. So if you haven't posted your group score, please do it immediately in the next 10 seconds. Otherwise, your group score will be considered as zero. If your team leader has not posted it, make sure you go ahead and post it. By the way, anybody still not added to your accountability groups? Anybody still needs help? Let me know. No, I hope everybody's added. Fantastic. All right. So what is NAC or neuroassociative conditioning? See, we'll talk about neuroassociative conditioning today. It is popularized and created by Tony Robbins. Yes. Now, what this does is this is going to create, you know, neurological changes by conditioning your, brain through association, right? Associating a bad impulse with a bad behavior, associating a bad feeling with a bad behavior. So you don't want it. The reason we indulge in bad habits or addictions is because we associate a good feeling with a bad behavior. I mean, if you are understanding, how many of you are with me? When you have a good feeling with a bad behavior, your neurology accepts it, it reinforces it, it wants to do it again. Yes. Type yes in the chat if you are with me here. iPad says I have not been added in any group. You need to tell me your name. At least change your name on Zoom or send me a direct message on WhatsApp. Yes, tell me your name and email ID. We'll add you to your group. Yes, yes, you're with me here. So when you drink alcohol, you feel good. So you're associating a good response, a good reward with that behavior. So obviously you'll want to do it again. Or when you're procrastinating, you feel so good. You're on YouTube, you're on Mintra, you're watching this amazing thing, you feel good. So you have the feeling of good combined with bad habits. And that is why they become addictive. If you break that through association, yes, neuroassociative conditioning, right? You condition your brain through association to a bad activity. Yes, to a bad feeling, to a bad response to this bad habit. So bad habit, when it is associated with a bad response, you won't want to do it, right? You'll not want to do it. That's what we're trying to achieve today. I'll give you some practical examples and applications. And this application of the NAC that we are going to do, this visualization process that I'm going to guide you through, is called the Dickens process. Now, it's called the Dickens process because there's a very famous movie, an old one called Christmas Carol. And in that movie, there is Mr. Dickens. He is, unwittingly guided through this process by some ghosts. All right. So it's taken, the name is taken from that movie. And we will go through that process today. This is NAC or neuro-associative conditioning. Now, this is not NLP, by the way. NLP is neuro-linguistic programming. It has more to do with words, more to do with what we did yesterday, right? The swish pattern was an NLP technique. By the way, a lot more people just joined in. How many of you are starting to see a difference? You saw your mind reminding you to, take the right action when you were going to procrastinate or smoke or whatever habit you were doing yesterday. Yes. And how many of you are committed to repeating NAC 15 times for today and tomorrow? Type C if you're committed in the chat. See if you're committed in the chat. Yes, everybody. A lot of you started to see a difference already. Yes, 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 yes. Those who haven't, make sure you change the picture powerfully. Both those images should be practical, visible, clear. Yes. And once you do that replacement just for 3 days, you will have shifted that behavior. By the way, today, what we're going to do is an add-on on top of that. The combination of what we did yesterday and NAC can change any behavior for any human being in the whole wide world. Yes. So whatever behavior, you watched yesterday or you saw yesterday in that image, that bad image, that's what we're going to magnify and use today in the neuroassociative conditioning process. By the way, you can add more. Right. So yesterday, let's say you wanted to replace your procrastination behavior, behaving badly with a good one. So today you can think of the procrastination thing. Plus you can add 1 or 2 more habits on top of it. You can think about your exercise habit that you're not exercising or not eating healthy. Yes. Your health problems, or you can think about relationship. Yes. That's what we're going to. Yes. Shashank says, yes, mind was reminding, but still couldn't bring out the best. And I committed to do it again. Yes. You have to do it for 3 days. And it's not about bringing out the best. It's about just breaking the pattern. Even if you don't go from negative to hard positive. Yes, the first step is coming to neutral, not doing it. Yes. And Remember, I gave you the 5-second rule yesterday. In case your brain is reminding and you're not indulging in it, just count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't give yourself time to rethink. Start indulging in the good habit. So, Shank, are you committed to doing that? Yes, today. Name of the movie Abhijit is Christmas Carol that we're talking about today. All right. Okay. So today we're going to talk about NACs developed by Tony Robbins, create permanent changes in behavior. It is a technique associate pain or a negative feeling, a visceral rejection. What is a visceral rejection? Anything visceral is deeply connected to the body, right? When your body physically rejects something, it repulses you. Yes, it will be immediately eliminated from your life. Yes, if you associate that level of pain, a visceral response from your body with, you know, the undesired outcomes, with, behavior that you're indulging in, any addictive habit, any negative, habit that you have, programmed into your life, right? That you can today break for sure. Yes, the chance is reached to neutral for sure. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 was amazing. It was the key. Absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm going to explain to you exactly how NEC works. I just want you to listen to this. You don't have to make notes, and we will experience, a powerful version of it. I will, guide you through that process today. All right. Now, how many of you have experienced some things in your life like this? Are there certain things you have unknowingly associated with certain experiences in your life? And give me those examples in the chat. For example, our neurology, our neurons, our brain's connections are always looking to make, more associations, right? For example, a certain perfume can remind you about an ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend. Yes. Or a certain music, a certain song can remind you of certain memory from the past. Yes, associated, right? How many of you have those memories? Type, explain them in the chat. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Yes, Dinesh says yes. Give me some examples. Yes, unrelated things. Yes, but have been associated in your memory. Yes, yes, yes. So many people, right? Yes, yes, yes. Sometimes it can be smells, right? Sometimes it can be some pictures, unrelated but associated anyways, right? Yes. Anandi says certain dominating characters in serial movies. Okay, a music with my crush. Yes, very common phenomenon. Everybody has certain songs associated with certain feelings that bring about certain memories. Yes, fantastic. All right. So what we understand is, yes, bell sound associated with cattle herders. Yes, what we understand is our brain can make unrelated associations, right? Which means, let's say a perfume may have been not even related, or a song you may not have even listened to that song with your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife, but for some reason that song came when you were having some experience, or you thought about it during the first time you listened to the song, or the second or third time. Yes, and you repeated it 2 or 3 times, and then what happened? That song became permanently associated with that story in your head, right? Yeah. Now, so we understand association works. Now, linking enough pain with any activity can elicit a visceral response and make you permanently hate doing it. So what we are saying is, if you take any activity that you want to change in your life, right? So let's say I'm procrastinating every day, or let's say I'm smoking every day. If I link enough pain with it, if I link a lot of pain with it, right? Instead of, let's say, a song, if I, let's say I vomit, yes, and that pain is associated with that something, right? Then you can't, disassociate with it, right? For example, this happened to me around 6, 7 years ago. We went to Haldiram's, right? And I had their chole bhature. Chole bhature, one of my favorite dishes ever, right? So we went to Haldiram's, I was eating their chole bhature, and I don't know what kind of oil they use or something, right? And I overate that day. And when I came back home, I vomited. Yes. Now, I love chole bhature. I still eat it, but I can't eat it in Haldiram's. Yes. Not only that, the smell of that particular oil they use, if it is there in other foods also, I just cannot eat it. Right now, I've worked on it over the last 18 months or so. It doesn't work on me anymore. But for a very long time, almost 4 years, I couldn't eat any food that was cooked in that oil because it was associated with that vomiting, that nasty feeling. Yes. So if you link enough pain with any activity, it can elicit a visceral response. We are going to do it artificially, right? We are going to create this linking. We're going to create this pain, and we're going to create some emotional pain to link this. Now, let me give you some examples. How are we going to use this for positive change? So let's say, one thing I want you to write it down, by the way. Write this down. Everybody write this down, highlight it, print it out, stick it somewhere. Change is never a matter of motivation. Sorry, change is never a matter of ability. It is always a matter of motivation. Change is never a matter of ability, whether we are able to change or not. It is always a matter of motivation, whether you have enough motivation to change it, positive or negative motivation. Any change in life. I want you to write this down. Now, this might appear controversial when you first hear of it. How is that? I am motivated to change, but I'm not able to change. Yes. When you say you're not able to change, you're saying you don't have the ability to change. That's not really true. You do. For example, somebody who's a smoker, right? You really say that, I'm really addicted to it. It's an addiction. And you give yourself the permission to not change because you feel like you don't have the ability to change. You see everybody around you who are smokers, they're not able to change. So it is associated with ability. That's not true. If today an underworld don, yes, a real criminal who has many murder cases against them, yes, who kills people, they come to your home, right? And that person puts a gun to your head. You know he's a killer. Yes, he puts a gun to your head in front of your entire family. And he says, if you don't stop smoking today, if I ever or one of my men ever see a cigarette, yes, if somebody tells us you've touched a cigarette, I'm not only going to kill you, I'm going to first kill every family member of yours in front of you, and then I'm going to kill you. Yes. How many of you think you will never touch a cigarette again in your life if you truly believe that guy is serious? Yes. Type me in the chat. Type me in the chat. Yes. Yes. Mr. Raj says me. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Was there enough motivation here? Yes. Absolutely. No matter how addicted you are, you are having 60 cigarettes a day, you're having 20 packs a day, 10 packs a day. It doesn't matter. Yes. Fear is good motivation. Pain is good motivation. Yes. You just won't do it, even if it kills you. Right. And that's the level of commitment you want to have in life. See, the Underworld Dawn example is to show you that he linked a very gory, a very painful picture to smoking for you in one instant. When you put the gun to your head, first of all, you got into a negative, fearful state. Not only that, yes, you can use fear to your advantage, obviously. The moment he said those words about killing people you love, killing you, you associated those painful images, unimaginable horror to smoking. Yes. And now if you see a cigarette also, you will probably feel scared. Yes. And now, by the way, if he opens up his phone and if he shows you, see, here are the dead bodies of the people who I killed because they were smokers. Now you will definitely never touch a cigarette. Even in your dreams, you'll be afraid because you've seen a real picture of it. So that's powerful change. We can use this to an advantage. This is an extreme example, obviously, but we can use this to an advantage, and we will use this today. Let me give you a more regular example, which we can actually use in our daily lives. For example, if kids are addicted to food, so this is a real example from my own life. I have an uncle whose son, you know, he's roughly 7 to 8 years old, and he was addicted to gulab jamun. It's a North Indian sweet, gulab jamun, just like rasgulla, right? So gulab jamun he's eating every day. He used to eat, right? Now he won't eat his food till they gave him 1 or 2 gulab jamuns, right? Morning, afternoon, night, they were fed up of this. And then that small kid's grandmother, this is by the way a very old technique. Huh? It's a similar, it's exactly what NAC does. So the grandmother says that I know how to get him rid of this habit. So she tells the father something in his ears. Yes. And what the father does, my uncle, he takes the little guy, 7, 8 years old. He takes him to a commercial kitchen, right? In this commercial kitchen, they are, uh, you know, they are cooking gulab jamuns and other sweets at large quantities and they distribute it to shops. The big commercial kitchen, yes. And he pays the guy 500 rupees, right? And he says, let my son eat as many gulab jamuns as he can. And the guy is happy. Fantastic. This small little guy, he won't be able to eat much. 500 rupees is already too much. Come, eat as much as you want. So he brings a big tub, you know, a huge tub of gulab jamun, big one. Yes. And he says, you sit here and you eat as much as you want. So my uncle takes the little boy. He says, come on, you start eating. And he's excited. Oh my God, I have never seen so many gulab jamuns at once in my life. Yes. He gets a plate in his hand, starts eating. So he eats one, two, three. Yes. And he's enjoying himself. Yes. Then he's, feeling a lot of sugar. Then he has four. And then he has five. After eating five, he tells his father, Dad, I can't eat much. Can we take some home? Can we get some pack? His father says, No, 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 no. No packing. It's not allowed. You have to eat as much as you can right here. He says, okay, fine. He takes the sixth one, eating slowly now. Yes. Too much of the same flavor. Yes. And then seventh one, he waits for some time, he drinks some water, right? And then he starts eating the seventh one slowly. He's not enjoying it anymore. The enjoyment is gone. It's become very forceful. He says, I don't want to eat anymore. Let's take a few. His father says, No, you have to eat. I'm not going to give you gulab jamun from tomorrow if you eat less than 50 gulab jamuns today. He says, what? Then he starts eating the eighth one. He's hating it now. Yes, he's forced to do it. He's getting those bad feelings. Yes. And then his father says, no, you have to eat this. You're not going to stop, right? As much as you want. You're not going to get any gulab jamuns. If you don't eat 50, then he's eating the ninth one, forcing himself. Yes. Dropping little bit pieces so it gets over fast. Yes. And then he says, no, I can't eat anymore. Then his father gives him the 10th one, puts the gulab jamun in his plate. You better finish this. And he starts eating. And that guy is just viscerally, his body rejects it. Yes. And he throws it away. He says, no, I won't eat any more gulab jamun. Yes. He stands up from there and starts walking out. Yes. And his father is happy. He goes home with him. What do you think happened after that? Yes. He hated gulab jamuns, never asked for it, couldn't look at it. Yes. Stopped eating gulab jamuns at all. Yes. How many of you can relate? Type me in the chat, right? Do you understand how this works? By the way, this can be applied to anything in your life. Yes. Do you understand how this works? Me in the chat. Yes. So a lot of people are positive thinking coaches, right? I'm a positive thinking coach. I am not one. All right. I believe negative reinforcement and, NAC, pain, all of this you can utilize and you can master and you can, conquer for your own benefit, right? Yeah. Sachin says, my kids' problem is they're not eating healthy. So this is not about your kids. This is for yourself. The technique I'm going to give you. These are just examples of how it has been applied in different cases. Now, we are going to use pain today to dissociate ourselves from bad habits. And later, when you have real pain from past experiences, we're going to work on healing that as well. Yes. It's not that I'm asking you to love pain. It's just I'm asking you to keep it in your arsenal as a tool for behavior change. Here is the final example I want to give. This is done practically by Tony Robbins with a lot of people. Somebody who's a smoker, right? So Tony Robbins put out an ad in a newspaper. If you smoke, I'll help you quit smoking. Come to this hotel at this time and place. Yes. And bring, $100, right? So this guy comes and Tony books a room in the hotel. The guy pays him $100. He's happy. Just come. Which cigarette you like? He gives a certain name, right? Certain cigarette he likes. He says, go and buy a full box, not a pack, a full box of those cigarettes and come. That guy goes, he brings a full box of the cigarettes and come. So Tony brings him into the room, puts one chair in front of him. That guy sitting in front of him, Tony Robbins is sitting here. And Tony locks the room, right? And then he says, so he asks him a little bit about that person. Then he says, can you show me how do you smoke? He says, okay, fine. Very happy. He takes out one cigarette, lights it, and he's smoking. He's telling him about himself, right? Once that cigarette is done, Tony says, I want you to take two cigarettes. One in this hand, one in this hand. Yes. And smoke them as fast as you can. That guy is looking at him weirdly. Says, okay, fine. He takes out two, lights both of them. He's saying, you have to smoke as fast as you can. He's smoking. The room is now getting filled with smoke. Yes, he's smoking. Yes. Takes him some effort. He's coughing a little bit. And then he finishes those. Now Tony Robbins says, now I want you to take four. Yes. I want you to put two in this hand and two in this hand. I want you to cup your hands together and smoke as much as you can. So he's having 4 cigarettes in his hand. That guy's like, what the hell? Yes, he says, no, you have to do this. Are you serious? Do you really want to quit smoking or not? And I said, yes, I do. He takes those 4 cigarettes. Yes, and he's smoking and he starts coughing wildly. Yes. He says, no, you have to finish it. And that guy is forcing himself to smoke. Yes, he's getting more and more trouble. Now he's having smoke all over his, cheeks and his face. Yes. And then snot comes out of his nose. Yes. And he's trying to smoke and he's coughing and smoking and coughing. Yes. However, he finishes those four. And then Tony says, here is good news and bad news. Yes. The bad news is now you are going to take out 3 cigarettes, put in this hand and 3 here, and we're going to smoke 6 together. The good news is you love smoking. So you're going to enjoy those 6. And he says, no. Okay. But he takes out those 6 anyways. Tony forces him and he's starting to smoke those. Now he's coughing wildly and the room is completely filled with smoke. And, he's almost feeling like vomiting. There is saliva coming out from his mouth and his nose and his ears are, ringing. His eyes are teary. His head is spinning from so much, nicotine from that, all those cigarettes. And he takes 2 or 3 puffs. And Tony's like, you better finish this. Otherwise, we're not going to stop. And then that guy has a visceral response. He says, no, he throws it away. I will not smoke. Yes. Nobody told him to smoke. Sorry, nobody told him to not smoke. Tony was telling him to smoke. Yes, it came from you. When you tell a smoker to not smoke, it has no effect. When he tells you he will not smoke with such a visceral response from his body, he's never going to touch a cigarette again. That's what happened to that guy. Yes, it's actually been used practically many times, right? Yeah, Kishore says, that's the same way I left smoking 8 years ago. Yes, we're having some real life examples here. Fantastic. Now, I want to use the same association of pain in a more, let's say, more practical way and a little safer way, right? Okay. Vishwanath says, kudos, Kishore. So what we are going to do is, we are going to use this Dickens process, which is an NAC. So NAC is all of these processes that we talked about, the underworld dawn, the gulab jamun story, the smoking process. All of these are NAC processes in one way or another. Today, yes, we are going to use one specific process called the Dickens process. This is going to create emotional pain rather than physical pain, right? Thomas says, true, I was drinking only on social occasions during 1990s. I used to have beer. Then I got into acidity problem. I stopped immediately after that, no drinking. Yes. So we are going to visualize the pain and we're going to visualize it so powerfully. So we feel the pain in the moment. Some of you may cry. It's completely fine. I want you to focus on the pain. Most of the days in this inner circle, I will ask you to, assign positive meanings to the pain or, focus on the present moment, focus on the positive. Today is the only day I will actually tell you to focus on the pain, dive into the pain and magnify the pain. Yes. This can help you permanently remove bad behaviors, addictions, negative thinking and habit patterns. So what we are going to visualize is basically the bad habit that you have today. What have you already lost because of it in the past? If you're still procrastinating today, you've been probably procrastinating for years or even decades. What loss did you have in school? What loss did you have in college? You could have gotten to such better college. You could have gotten into such better jobs. Yes. What loss did you have in jobs, in business, in so many other areas of your life? We're going to visualize all that pain. Not only that, we're going to carry that pain and drag ourselves into the future. How is that going to destroy our lives moving forward? Yes. How many of you understand what I'm talking about? Type yes in the chat. Type yes in the chat. Yes. It can eliminate lifelong behavior patterns and create permanent change instantly, right? So what we did yesterday, combining what we are doing today, right? Yesterday we did the switch pattern. That was the first, signal to your brain. We need to stop doing this. Today is a force multiplier. Today we're going to completely shatter this, completely break through this. And you're going to continue using the 5-second rule. These 2 days together, you can change any behavior. All right. It can eliminate lifelong behavior patterns. It needs you to be completely honest with yourself and sincerely do each step. Yes. I think how can I focus on yelling at kids? Do I need to yell more and more? You need to visualize yelling at them more and more and more and then hating you because of it. Yes, your relationship going bad with your kids. Yes, all of that. How they are crying and how you feel bad. All the pain associated with the behavior. Yes. Thomas says it was painful to go through that. Rather leave it and be happy. Yes. Basically, I avoided upskilling. All of those already started to come up. Fantastic. How many of you are willing to be 100% honest with yourself? No sugarcoating today. Yes. No using positive words today. You're going to be brutally honest with yourself. How many of you committed to doing that? Type me in the chat. You're going to be completely honest with yourself. You're going to face what the reality is. No sugarcoating it. No encouraging yourself. Yes. This is about, standing naked in front of a mirror, looking at yourself, brutal honesty. Yes. How many of you committed to doing it? Then only this is going to work. Otherwise, it's not going to work. You have to be 100% sincere. All right. Fantastic. Me. Yes, in the chat. Only if you're committed to this, do this process. And here's one final warning. See, I don't want you to be skeptical of it. If you already decide it won't work, it won't, because you are the universe, right? So if you decide something already, nobody's going to change it. Nothing in the universe has the power to change it. All your beliefs about yourself and the world are self-fulfilling. If you already decide, oh, these kind of things won't work for me, it won't. Yes. I'm shivering just thinking of that pain. That's good. All right. You have to visualize properly, no matter how painful is this. One small warning, by the way, this is not for everybody, right? In case you have anxiety issues, if you're on any antidepressant medication, please do not do this exercise. All right, you can leave this session right now. How does it work? We will choose up to 2 beliefs or behaviors that are the biggest hurdles in our growth, progress, and building our dream lives. Everybody, I want you to type in the chat, what are the 1 or 2 behaviors you want to change right now in the chat? I'm procrastinating or smoking, or I'm not taking care of my health, bad eating habits, or I'm rude to other people. Whatever it is, 1 or 2 habits, choose it right now. Type in the chat. What are we going to work on? You can choose 1. That's fantastic. You don't have to choose 2. If you want to choose more than 1, you can choose 2. You can even go to 3. Don't go to more than 3. Yes, procrastination, Amol says. What else? Rudeness, anger, rude to people, procrastination, health and laziness, yelling at kids, I'm not optimistic, negative thinking, procrastination. Yes, bad eating habits and procrastination. Okay. Yeah, rude with kid. If you're rude with kids, imagine what will happen 30 years from now when they're adults. They don't like you, or they have learned the rudeness from you and they're behaving rudely, and now you can do nothing else to change. Yes. Laziness to do exercise. Yes. So not taking care of your health. Yarman says over trading. Yes. If you're not disciplined in your trades, what happens? You're losing money. What happens if you lose money? Life is completely destroyed if you don't have money. What happens if you lose everything you have? You're going to visualize that. Rude, over trading, bad habits like eating, laziness, negative thinking, attitude. Choose 2, not more than 2. Prasad says not taking action on time, overthinking. Yes, if you indulge in overthinking, you're going to see yourself missing opportunities. You're getting great opportunity, but you're overthinking and you're just letting it go. Yes. And this is laziness, procrastinating, short-tempered. Okay, short-tempered means you're destroying all your relationships, right? Nobody really respects you, even though they pretend to. Chasing short-term success. Yes. Procrastination. That's okay, Shashank, if you don't do right. Melrose says overeating, rudeness, procrastination, laziness. Yes. All right. Last 30 seconds, everybody choose 1 or 2, post in the chat. You have to be clear here. Clarity is power, remember. Clarity is power. Expecting from others to make me feel happy. Okay. Underconfidence and procrastination. Okay. Arguing, justifying. Now, we will do this. First, we will travel into the past and see what pain, what loss these behaviors have already caused in our lives. Then we'll observe the present and see how today also we are creating a tremendous amount of loss in our lives, loss of opportunities, loss of love, loss of money in our lives, yes, loss of health. And then finally, we will travel into the future and we will live the pain that these habits are causing in our lives. We must be ready to experience some real pain. Again, last warning, if you're suffering from medically diagnosed anxiety, or if you are on any kind of antidepressant medication, please do not do this exercise. All right, this is not for you. Thomas says need to be assertive. Okay, not what you want. Today we are focusing on what the problem only. Yes. After we do NAC, no, and you visualize the pain and you live the pain, after we finish today's session, then you can go ahead and do what we did yesterday. You can do the switch pattern, and then you can replace with the positive image, and then done. You're done with that bad habit. It will never come back. I promise you. All right. So let's start with the Dickens process. All right. Here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to sit up straight. Yes. If you're sitting in a chair, great. If you're sitting on a bed, maybe find a space to rest your back, right? Sit up straight. I want you to take 3 to 5 deep breaths. Close your eyes. Take 3 to 5 deep breaths. Now, I'm going to play in the audio. I've pre recorded this for you guys. And you're going to visualize as powerfully as possible. And when we visualize, especially about the past, you don't have to create visualizations. I just want you to choose from your existing memories. So when we go into the past, 5 years, 10 years from now, just bring up the memories that are connected with these things. So I hope all of you have chosen one or two limiting beliefs, behaviors, anything that you know, that you need to change to actually start living up to your full potential, right? I want you to take 2 or 3 deep breaths. Close your eyes. Make sure your spine, your back is straight. Yes, you don't want to be lying down. You don't want to be slacking. Continue to take deep, slow breaths. The reason in visualizations, I ask you to take deep, slow breaths is because when you breathe deeply, you give enough oxygen to your lungs and enough oxygen to your brain, right? And you breathe slowly, it allows you to focus. Yes? Now, I'm going to play the audio for you. Focus on this and visualize step by step.
I want you to observe what these beliefs are. Are you procrastinating? Always postponing stuff? Are you not taking care of your body at all? Have you gained too much weight? Or are you ignoring something that needs to be taken care of? You know it needs to be done. Just observe what are these one or two things? What are these things that are not allowing you to live up to your full potential, be it in your career, be it in your relationships? You are not able to experience all the joy and happiness that you deserve because of these one or two beliefs or behaviors that you know you need to stop, you need to change. Imagine how much they weigh on your life. Keep your eyes closed and imagine how much weight it has for you. Just by doing these things, just by sticking to those behaviors, how much weight has it put on you? How much burden are you carrying because of them? Right? So, now what we will do is keep your eyes closed. We are going to go into the past. We're going to go into the past. So, I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to go into the last 5 years of your life. Recall what have been the results of keeping these beliefs, the results of doing these behaviors, these one or two behaviors, right? What has been the cost to you in the last 1 year? What has been the cost to you because of this procrastination, because of this bad habit, because of this, zero action on getting fit, zero action on putting time to your children, zero action on putting time in your relationships, whatever these things are? What is the cost that you have had to bear because of these behaviors in the last 3 to 5 years? How much has it cost you in your personal life? How much has it cost you financially? How much has it cost you in terms of your own happiness, your fulfillment in the last 5 years? What have you lost? What have you missed out on because of these beliefs or behaviors? How does it affect your power and your energy level? Does it make you feel lower energy or higher energy? Does it make you feel powerful or does it make you feel weak? Go through the last 5 years. What are the opportunities you could have taken? What are the things you started but never finished? What are the things you always wanted to do that you have postponed, you couldn't do, or you reduced your own self respect because you wanted to lose weight, you wanted to eat healthy, you wanted to do certain things that you never actually did? How much pain have these 3 to 5 years in the past caused to you because you did not give up these bad behaviors? And the last thing I want you to imagine, in the last 5 years, who could you have become if it had not been for these behaviors? What kind of a person would you have become if you just had changed these behaviors, if you did not have these bad behaviors, right? If you did what was necessary, and what did you miss out on? Maybe somebody you know, your friends, they went on to do better things than you just because they did not have this bad behavior, right? I want you to keep your eyes closed. Now, take a deep breath again. You are at 5 years behind. You are at 5 years in the past. I want you to look into the mirror at that point of time. And what do you say to yourself? You know that the next 5 years, you're still not going to change this behavior. So, what do you say to yourself? Now, I want you to recall what have these beliefs and behaviors, whatever these behaviors are, have cost you if you have been doing them for the last 10 years, for one full decade. If you have not changed these behaviors in the past, what has it cost you? How much damage, how much loss of self confidence has it caused to you? Loss of self respect, loss of opportunities, destruction and lower quality of life, destruction in your relationships. Has it destroyed different sources of fulfillment in your life in the last 10 years? I want you to think about the last 10 years. I want you to create the pain of these moments. Maybe you are in college, maybe you're in school. What are the things that you did not, you could not do because of this bad behavior? Was it procrastination? I want you to create the pain, feel the pain for real, and it is okay to feel negative. It is okay to allow tears to come to your eyes if that is what happens. Feel the pain of those moments where you are at your lowest points because of these beliefs and behaviors. How much has it cost you financially over the last 10 years? If you did not have this behavior, if you would not have procrastinated, how much more you had deserved, you could have made in terms of money, in terms of great relationships that you lost out on. And finally, in the last 10 years, ask yourself very, very honestly, keep your eyes closed, ask yourself very, very honestly, what kind of a role model are you? Have you been in the last 10 years? For your children, if you have children, or for your siblings, if you have brothers and sisters, or for your friends and the people around you, what kind of a role model have you been? Because of those habits, behaviors that you did not change, were you somebody that they could respect? Were you somebody that they could look up to, or not? Now, does this behavior make people respect you more or lose respect for you? I want you to feel that pain. I want you to ask those questions that are relevant to your situation and bring out the pain, live that pain, go into that moment in the last 10 years, all those pivotal moments that you lost out on because of your bad behavior. Now, I want you to take a deep breath. What are these habits still costing you today? This week, today itself, if you had not had this habit, this week, if you had not had that habit, this month, this year, if you did not have that habit, or did you had, actually changed and not stuck to those bad habits, what would have happened? How has it affected you spiritually? Do you feel you are serving the purpose that you were created by the universe to fulfill, or by your God to fulfill, by our God to fulfill? Have you lived up to your spiritual expectations? How is it affecting you emotionally in today's, in the present state, current day and age? How is that bad behavior impacting your emotions? Does it make you feel happy? Does it make you feel elated? Or does it make you feel sad, depressed, lonely, helpless? How is it affecting you financially? Is it making you feel abundant? It is making you feel rich? Or is it making you feel poor, always in need of more money, always short of being able to fulfill those dreams that you always had? How is it making you feel physically? Is it making you feel strong? These bad behaviors, these beliefs that you have, is it making you feel strong? Is it making you feel in a state of power? Or is it making you feel weak, physically in a state of being powerless, physically a little bit away from what you wanted to be in terms of your own fitness? Maybe you have that extra weight that you want to lose. Maybe you want to gain certain weight that you have never worked towards gaining. I want you to feel all the weight of this pain from all areas of your life. Keep your eyes closed. Feel the pain emotionally, financially, physically, spiritually that these bad behaviors have caused you. I want you to feel all the pain from all areas of your life. And now, from the present, carry this pain into the future. Drag yourself into the future. I want you to go to the future and carry all of that pain in all the areas of your life 5 years into the future. Drag it all with you for 5 years. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. All the experiences, all the losses, all the opportunities you missed, all the costs that you have to bear because of this bad behavior, all the losses that it will create in the next 5 years. I want you to drag all of this, feel the weight of this bad behavior, stack all the pain on top of the other as you move through the years, feeling the weight getting bigger and bigger, your habits getting worse and worse. If you just keep on going with this bad habit, with this bad behavior, how is it affecting you emotionally and your relationships? Now, 5 years later, at this point of time, 5 years in the future, how is it affecting you today? How much worse has your life become emotionally? How much worse have your relationships become just because of this behavior? I want you to visualize it. How is it affecting you financially? How is it affecting you physically? Do you have more abundance or do you have less? Are you more fit? Are you less fit? Are you fat? Are you active or are you not active at all? Do you feel powerful or do you feel completely powerless and weak? Do you have more self respect or do you have lesser self respect right now? What kind of a role model are you now? 5 years in the future, right now, in the future. What kind of a role model have you made yourself for your children, for your future children, for the people around you? Are you somebody they respect or are you somebody they don't even look towards? I want you to feel all of that pain. Now, take another deep breath. I want you to now carry all of that pain of the next 5 years and drag yourself into the next 10 years into the future. 10 years, one full decade into the future. Do you feel more energy or less energy? Do you feel more motivation or much less motivation? Do you feel younger or do you feel much older and broken down? Do you feel stronger or do you feel much, much weaker? Carry all the pain on your shoulders into the future. 10 years, one full decade from now. Step into the future 10 years from now. How do you feel about yourself having lived with this disgusting behavior, never letting it go for 10 whole years? 10 whole years. You have allowed it to destroy multiple areas of your life. How is it affecting you emotionally? Are you feeling emotionally strong or emotionally devastated? How are your relationships? Who are the people you have relationships left with now? How many relationships are lost to the past now, 10 years later? How is it affecting you financially? How is it affecting you physically? Is your body weaker? Have you gained more weight? Have you got more diseases? What are more bad habits you have stacked on to feel better or escape reality because of not being able to give up that behavior, because of not letting it go? What are some additional bad habits that you have started just to feel better? Maybe you started drinking or just to escape the reality. I want you to live that pain. Now, I want you to carry that pain 20 years into the future. 20 years into the future. 2 decades later, step there, keep your eyes closed. What are the relationships that are completely and totally destroyed that you loved 20 years back? Drag 20 years of disappointments, all the things you have missed out on with you. Is your life looking to be over? Are you tired of your current situation? I want you to look into the mirror at yourself in the future. It's been 20 years now of those bad behaviors. You've never been able to give them up. What do you tell yourself in the mirror? How do people around you treat you now? How is it affecting whatever is left of you emotionally? How is it affecting whatever is left of you financially? Do you have anything left? How is it affecting whatever is left of you physically, your body? How weak do you feel now? Just because of not being able to give up that behavior. What price did you pay for these beliefs in the last 20 years? In the future, was it worth it? Was it worth not giving up this habit? Now, I want you, for the last time, without opening your eyes, to ask yourself very, very honestly, is this future going to be your destiny? Is this how you're going to spend the next 20 years of your life on this planet? Is this going to be your destiny? Now I want you to open your eyes. I want you to realize that this is only a shadow of the future. Whatever you just saw 5 to 20 years in the future, it is just a shadow that you just saw. I want you to come back to the present moment. Take a very, very deep and refreshing breath of the present year in the present day.
All right. How many of you had a very challenging emotional state? How are you feeling right now? Write in the chat. Do you have a visceral response to this? Did you say a very strong no when I asked you, is this going to be your destiny? Yes, let me know in the chat right now. Yes, heavy and emotional, me, yes, feel very bad, sure, sure. Yes, different world, anger, me, difficult. Yes, yes, saddened. Yes, yes. Yep, felt bad. Okay, yes. Feeling depressed almost, yes. Disgusting, bit scared this was my future. But how many of you, if you're brutally honest, you realize if you don't do anything about this today, that is where you're headed? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, yes. Very relaxed and calm time to think about what failure in the past. Yet, some point feeling resistance. Yes, yes, yes. That resistance is good. Yes. You have to realize this has not happened yet. And it doesn't have to happen because you've taken a stand today to permanently change the behavior that is going to cause all of this pain in your life. Yes. I want everybody to move around a little bit and break this pattern, get out of this physical state. Yes, move your hands, legs. You want to stand up. Yes, quickly, 30 seconds. Physically get out of this state. Everybody. Yes, Shashank says, when we were in the past, it was sad and brutal. I got what I wanted to change, but when I went to the future, I couldn't think bad as we were supposed to. Brain automatically started giving solutions. Past was super painful. That's okay. For some people, future is easier. For some people, past is easier. But it's important to see the pain. Yes. Standing in supine position now. All right. Yes. Now you have to make a decision. You know, what is the most powerful thing I've learned working with over 600 people one-to-one, creating change for them, working with over 60,000 people in these kind of workshops and sessions. The most powerful thing that I've learned, it is in the moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. This is something Tony Robbins also says. It is in the moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. Your life is not a continuous growth. It has pivotal moments. How many of you are committed to making today one of those pivotal moments in your life that you can always refer to where you created a big change in your life? Yes. How many of you committed to that right now in this moment? Right now in this moment? Yes, 100%. Yes. I want you to go to the WhatsApp group right now and make this decision that will shift your destiny. I will never, whatever it is, I will never touch a cigarette again. I will never procrastinate again. I have created permanent change. It's important to write these words. Yes. Go to the WhatsApp group and type these words and post it right now. I will never, whatever the pain is, whatever the source of the pain is, whatever the bad behavior is, this is a decision you're making, because it is in these moments of decision that your entire destiny is going to be shaped. It's not going to be shaped because you have a nice network or you're going to attract opportunities. It's going to be shaped based on the decisions that you have made. And today, I'm going to ask you to make one of the most powerful decisions ever. It's to viscerally respond to the negative things in your life. Yes, take a moment, write in the WhatsApp group the pain that you felt. When I visualize this, this is the pain that I felt. Yes. And I will never behave this way again. I have created permanent change. Yes, the statement is, it is in the moment of decision that your destiny is shaped. Krishna says, I will never do overtrading and take actions that are required for my life. Yes. Let's focus on what we will not do. Okay. Yes. I will never think of myself as inferior again. I have created permanent change. It's important to write the second sentence. I've created permanent change, created in the past. Yes, in the last 20 minutes, I've created permanent change. Important to accept it. By the way, one quick warning here. You're going to get the recording of this, but you're never supposed to do this again. Yes, this exercise is meant to be done only once. Just in case you could not focus or you got disturbed. Yes, do it only once more, only if you extremely feel like you must, and do it today itself, right? And then you're never going to do this exercise again. Is it clear? This is not a daily habit. This is not a regular monthly thing. Once only. Yes, clear? Type CC in the chat, crystal clear. And in case you feel like you couldn't visualize or you got disturbed, just once more today itself. Don't carry it to tomorrow. Don't carry it to 1 week from now. Crystal clear? Yes. And do it as powerfully as you can, one time. Yes, if you repeat these things multiple times, it loses its meaning and its power. Yes, and also it can get you wanting to think like this. You don't want to, because over the next few days, we're going to dive into what you should be doing, into the positive of these things. All right. So I'm going to end this session today. And I want to ask you to post your task in the WhatsApp group right now. You know, what is the behavior you want to change, and post, I have created permanent change. And I want you to take a moment to answer a couple of questions. All right. Number one, in the Zoom chat, how many of you did your daily task towards your 30-day project yesterday and you posted in your accountability group? How many of you did it? Yes. Ashutosh done, Praveen is done, Raja is done, Shakti, Melroy, Prasad, Padma, Kulvinder, Kiran, Sachin. Yes, Chandra sir, fantastic. Satya, Minil, okay. Kishore. How many of you are yet to start? Yes, type me in the chat. Don't give me the reasons why. Those are done, type done. Those are yet to start, type, me. Those are yet to start, type me. Started but not complete. I've started. Okay. Those are done, type done. Those who haven't, me. Yes. Those who haven't done it, When are you going to finish your daily task today? Give me the time, date, place, everything in the chat. Now, where in your home? Yes. See, there is this habit I want to seed in your brain today. It's called eating the frog, right? Most successful people have this habit of doing the most unpleasant thing, the thing they hate to do, the first thing in the morning, right? And the power behind this is if you can break through that big hurdle, everything else in the day seems easier. Yes. And you have this big boost of completion energy. You completed something tough and now you want to complete more things. How many of you felt completion energy in your life? You have a to-do list, you do one or two things, then you're excited to actually finish the rest of the things. That is completion energy. Yes. So if you do the toughest thing first, then you're going to, carry that momentum forward and you have a great day, right? So how many of you are committed to finishing your daily task right now? If it is possible to, yes, type C for committed in the chat. Eat your frog. Eating a frog is the most unpleasant thing you can do. So yes, eat a live frog every morning. It comes from Greek philosophy. Yes, there is also a book by Brian Tracy, Eating the Frog. Yes, committed to this. And today, I want nobody to miss posting that I have done my daily task by 9 p.m. Can I have that commitment in the chat? Yes. You worked 2 days already on yourself. Type C for committed in the chat. Those are committed. Yes. To not missing out. You already visualize what happens if you start missing out on things in life. You don't want that. All right. Fantastic. Super committed. Beautiful. So let's create some more momentum today. Yes. And we'll dive into more meaningful stuff from tomorrow. So the first 2 days were about breaking bad behaviors, day 1 and day 2. I hope you've created change. And by the way, if you want to practice your switch pattern, do it right now. Right now, after this, the bad behavior, bad image, crash into yourself, and the good image. Yeah. So you do whoosh, right? And the whoosh word is important because it signifies magic. It holds your brain onto the sound and it shows you the new picture. Yes. And there is a swish pattern or the whoosh technique, whatever you want. All right. Now, okay, Kulvinder says my task end only after 9. That's okay. The groups are open 24 hours, post anytime you want to. Okay. But it has to be daily. Vilas is committed, will eat my frog. What if you're still doing yesterday's whoosh pattern? Yes, you have to still do it. You have to still do it. Do it 15 times today. Do it 15 times tomorrow also. Yes. And whenever your mind reminds you, you're going to procrastinate. No, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and get out of it. All right. It says NLP, NSC programs to cultivate good habits. Yeah, we will do all of that. You're in the right program. This is just the starting point. We have 5.5 more weeks to go. Don't worry. Yes. Can you do the second switch pattern today then? Or for a different habit? No, after 3 days. Please anchor in those habits. Today, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. All right. So 20th, 21st, 22nd. If you want to use a second thing, start from 23rd. We have a lot of time. Yes. If you did it for years, you can take 2 or 3 weeks. Yes. To change. Yes. If you burden yourself with too much, it'll start breaking down. So just give yourself 3 days for one habit change and then move on to the next one. All right. If you have no more questions, and then so we can end here. I want you to take a moment to thank anybody and everybody that enabled you to be here today. And I will share the recording as soon as it is available. And I'll see you sharp at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. Let's make it a habit to be here 5 minutes early. I'll be playing some energetic music for you. It will set you up mentally and you will be excited during the session. Even after the session, you'll have a higher energy. Yes. Thank you. Fantastic. Beautiful. Feel free to share our experiences in the WhatsApp group also. Some people who did not attend. So we are having 90 to 95 people who are attending live. So roughly 30 more people who are not attending live. So when you post your results, here is what I learned today. Here is what I love today. Here is what this made me realize today. All those people will realize that they are missing out, right? So indirectly, you'll be helping others. So they will go and watch the recording. Yes. So post your experiences every single day in the WhatsApp group as well. All right. Take care, guys. Have a fantastic day ahead. I will see you again tomorrow morning.